Hello and Assalamualaikum to my lecturer, Sir Ahmad Shakir bin Junoh Alliance Ismail. We are from Group 13. Today, we will present about group assignment, which is entrepreneur profile. Before that, our group member is Muhammad Nur Faiz bin Sarini, Muhammad Amirul Iqmal bin Abdul Hadi, Afan bin Shohimi, Muhammad Nur Fikri bin Mat Adri, Nur Shazwin Amirah binti Yaakob, Nur Artikah binti Syamsul Bahari, Nur Ain Syahira binti Alis, Alliance alias, Cikgu Nur Farain binti Anwar, Alliance Cikgu Anwar, Nadia Eliana binti Mat Sabri, and the last one is Uday Matunur Izzati binti Isa, Alliance Zaharuddin.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Fikri bin Muhammad and my matrix number is H2 Today I want to talk about the introduction. So the definitions play an important role as many terms related to entrepreneurship such as entrepreneur, business and small business are often used. In general, an entrepreneur can be defined as a founder. In example, an individual who runs an enterprise. Entrepreneurs are also said to be the people who run enterprises that are related to other entrepreneurs who help to find the new methods in accelerating the development and management of the country. Entrepreneurs are individuals who run a business from nothing until their business is successful. A truly genuine entrepreneur usually does not place profit alone as their sole objective in the business. There are also those who want to save the environment. There are those who want to help strengthen an industry, or there are also those who want to contribute to the socio-economic improvement of the lower society. So, we decided to choose an entrepreneur that was born in Terengganu. Puan Wan Zabidah binti Wan Nur was chosen as our guest for the interview. She was invited to share all of her experiences as an entrepreneur and all of her achievements since the beginning of her career until now. She does cosmetic and clothing. She also does business with food elements and usually does the business in the school canteen as Rosli Bin Trading and in Pasir Tani as distributor. The most successful business she had is Nur Ani Beauty and that sells beauty products, and Nur Ani Sida Collection, which sells clothing that is known around Malaysia. Thank you.
Hi, today I'm going to talk about my entrepreneurial background. Our entrepreneur is Mrs. Wan Zabidah binti Wan Nur. Mrs. Wan Zabidah is the founder of Nur Anisida Collection. Mrs. Wan Zabidah was born in Kuala Besut, Terengganu, and she is already 41 years old. She is also a Muslim and Malay. At the age of 20, Mrs. Wan Zabidah had met her love and married. Until now, she has 4 children. How she do start the business? For your guys' information, Mrs. Wan Zabidah was born into a family that loved business. After graduating from SPM, Mrs. Wan Zabidah started to business at night market and farmer market because of her interest in business. In addition, Mrs. Wan Zabidah used to work in supermarket to gain experience in supermarkets. Mrs. Wan Zabidah do business in the night market by selling other people products such as cosmetic, clothes and so on. After 7 years of working in the night market, Mrs. Wan Zabidah finally started her own business using the capital from the sales.
What are the factors which lead to the creation of business? As an entrepreneur, a successful business must have several factors that lead to the establishment of business. Based on our interview with the founder of this product, is that she says the main reason she runs this business is because of interest. Ever since she was in school, she was interested in business. That's why her business lasted a long time, because that interest needs to be created in an entrepreneur. In terms of knowledge and experience, is important in the entrepreneur. Her experience of 7 years proved to be enough for her to have her own business because she already knows the ins and outs of business. Another motivating Further, she did this business was because inheriting a family.
For the company, Mrs. Wan Zabida has a lot of businesses that she focuses on. She has around 4 different company names for her different businesses such as Aiman Aida Restaurant, Nur Ani Sida Collections, Nur Ani Beauty, and Rosli Bina Trading, which is a shared company with her husband. As mentioned earlier, Mrs. Wan Zabida runs various businesses, and one of them is in the food and beverages industry, which is Aiman Aida Restaurant. Aiman Aida Restaurant is a restaurant that serves various delicacies and is well known as a Malay cuisine restaurant in Terengganu. There's also another company that also serves in food and beverage industry, which is Rosli Bina. Rosli Bina Trading is a school canteen tender, and the business is a partnership business with her husband. Other than that, she also has a beauty care industry business and owns her own cosmetic line, which is named Nur Ani Beauty. She started this business because of her own passion for beauty care. They are not only cosmetically available in this line, but she also sells some beauty supplements and also weight loss supplements named Coco Slimming. Her product is a very well-known product in Terengganu. Lastly, her other business is in the fashion industry. She has her own clothing collection called Nur Ani Sida Collections. Her collections included men and women's design, but mostly focused on women. For the target customer, particularly her restaurant and her clothing line are generally suitable for all ages, genders, and races. Her restaurant serves delicious delicacies that can satisfy every customer's palate. Her clothing line is also always up to date and satisfy customers' needs. Her brand has variety sizes of clothing so that it will meet everyone's expectations and the clothes can be worn by everyone. Her next business target customer is school students and school staff, as her Rosli Bina Trading business is getting a school canteen tender. They always make sure that their food is full of nutrition and does not have any preservative and harmful ingredients. This is to make sure they meet the regulations that is set by the Ministry of Education. Her cosmetic line customers targeting are those who care about their skin conditions, mostly teenagers who are struggling with hormonal acne, as her products are using natural ingredients and can help with puberty acne. The adult is also encouraged to try her product, as her cosmetic line also has a product that can help.
Next, how does she run the business? Okay, Mrs. Wan Zabida run offline and online businesses. Okay, for her online business, she used many courier services to make sure her business keep going even during pandemic. Alright, Mrs. Wan Zabida also opened one cosmetic store, one restaurant, and a clothes shop. Alright, so it does not stop just there. She also took a canteen tender. Alright, next I'm gonna explain how many employees does she have. Okay, Mrs. Wan Zabida have around 30 employees in total from every business she ran. She hired 10 employees for the restaurant, 6 employees for the cosmetic store, 10 employees for the canteen, and 5 employees for clothes shop. Alright, not just that, she also hired a manager and driver. Okay, it's easy for her to manage her business when she hired this staff. Alright, next she also hired every shop that she has. She also hired financial manager and also store manager, so when she absent she cannot go to this shop, so this staff, which is a store manager and financial manager, gonna take over. And
My name is Noartika Benti Shamso Bahri. The entrepreneur before starting the venture working experience is my part with my friend Nur Shazwin Amirah Benti Yaakob. Someone who are successful in their life have an obsession to pursue their own career dreams to earn a living for the family. Meaning in work experience is in the workplace that we gain before proceeding and starting your career. It also can be related to our study and perhaps supporting in the case of casual work, as when the course involves us to do a placement year in industry. A little background on Mrs. Wan Zabidah. In 2022, Mrs. Wan Zabidah is 41 years old. She was born at Kuala Besut, Terengganu, and lived there until she was child. The education she studied is until SPM only, and she started a business from high school. Working experience. Before starting the business, after SPM, Mrs. Wan Zabidah worked at supermarket for 1 year. She also worked first at Pasar Tani and Expo. And after 7 years, Mrs. Wan Zabidah opened the restaurant. In the year 2000, he decided to quit his job at supermarket and continue his business, restaurant. Madam Shida thinks that venturing into business is more profitable than working for a company, and she decided for quit job at supermarket, but she still worked at night market at Kota Baru. At the beginning of her business opening process, and she said that the learning process of the joint class business with Sifu role model, Mrs. Wan Zabidah made his mother as role model. Mrs. Wan Zabidah, mother is a great businesswoman in the field of business. Apart from being great in the field of business, her mother is also a very trustworthy and responsible person in every job she do. Thank you.
Next, entrepreneur activity. The entrepreneur activity is also the activity that a variable of value creation and revenue. The creation of expenses of economy activity by identify opportunities of development. For 10 years, Puan Wan Zabidah tender other pupil product become production of another product, and Puan Wan Zabidah has also been a founder of her own product for 10 years until now. Puan Wan Zabidah also stated that in past she is not confident to produce her product, and now Puan Wan Zabidah is confident to produce her product and state a product continue to be now and get demand from her customer. Next, intention of be entrepreneur. The discussion to become an entrepreneur create a new business. This a deliberate and conscious discussion at the time. Considerable planning and higher degree of cognitive processing. Based on the information given Puan Wan Zabidah, she is interested in business since she has children. When she 8 years old, and she both good at Maidan doing business at school following she mother how and good businesswoman. The last point is parent background. Stated that the entrepreneur background of parent in fact the intention of become entrepreneur. Puan Wan Zabidah have a family background in business. She had her mother to save food in the school canteen since she has 8 years old. She said to open a business is not easy for life, but she believes on the skill and process.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Udaimatun Nur Izati binti Isa Eli Zaharuddin and my metric number is H21A2722. Now I would like to continue the presentation for E part. The entrepreneur at the time he or she started the venture. The first point is primary motivation to start out. Mrs. Shida's main motivation for starting her business was that she wanted to change her family income. She started in business when she was a little because she often followed her mother. She said, in doing business, we should strive, be patient, diligent, do not give up easily, and pray a lot because sustenance belongs to God. After Mrs. Shida has her own empire, she has had to gain more business knowledge by attending many business classes such as marketing class, customer service, how to run a business class, and more. Compared to the past, Mrs. Shida only followed her mother in business without knowing the basic knowledge in business. The second point is setting any goals while you set up the business. If yes, what it is? Mrs. Shida thinks that the goal is the last thing to think about because this goal is very difficult to achieve, whether it is a long-term goal or a short-term goal. For herself, she set her dreams first because they are easy to achieve, such as buying a dream car, land, buildings, and bringing her parents on pilgrimage. Mrs. Shida's long-term goal is that she wants to expand her business in the future. For now, Mrs. Shida's shop has been visited by the public, including from within the state of Kelantan itself and other states. Mrs. Shida's products have also been known by all Malaysians. In the last 2 years, she has released a new beauty product, and it only took 3 until 4 months to sell in the market. According to her, as many as 100,000 boxes were sold throughout Malaysia at the time, but the business of selling beauty products is not the same as selling other products. The attraction on the beauty product only take 2 until 3 years, and after that, the manufacturer has to find new ideas. For the third point is resources that are available before startup. For business capital, Mrs. Shida has made a loan from Agrobank of 7,000 ringgit. She has used the money fully in starting her business. At the same time, Mrs. Shida's husband works as a contractor and his job has brought in a profit of 100,000 ringgit. Mrs. Shida and her husband have decided to use the profit as business revolving money for her own business. Due to her determination, the profit achieved by Mrs. Shida has now reached millions of Malaysian ringgit. The fourth point is any networking. Mrs. Shida stated that she did not receive any assistance from any of the NGOs involved. All the results she gets now are just from her effort with her husband. Mrs. Shida also stated that she has agents and dropship to promote her product throughout Malaysia. That was one of her efforts to streamline the product and further grow her business. As we all know, Mrs. Shida made a bank loan in the beginning of the business, and then she only used the money gained from her husband's job to continue the business.
Controlling at the early stage of business, serious or not. In the interview section, Ms. Zabida will explain control and management. This is very important because the main thing to be a good entrepreneur is to wisely manage the system business. Although she is having no previous experience in controlling or managing a business, she has learned little about controlling the business from his mother. Ms. Zabida was as serious in the early stage of the business as she wanted to be people around him to know and his product. The early stage of a business requiring more effort. For example, opening a store every day and spending time in the store. Risk orientation at an early stage up. The first 2 risks to starting a business are perishable goods and expired goods. Furthermore, sales are not very popular, and in business there are definitely profit and losses, as well as little risk at the start of a business. For Ms. Zabida business, it involves big thing only in element of goods. For example, the goods sold by Ms. Zabidah did not sell. As a result, the goods expired and were damaged so that they could not be sold. Ms. Zabidah could not avoid risk in the field of entrepreneurship because risk-taking is mandatory when managing a business. Despite the risk being very large, she very much hoped that risk-taking do not go down and remain the same. Business plan. In terms of planning, Puan Zabidah has set her business target to be in line with what she has set. In terms of product, she does not waste because at the beginning of the business, she often spend capital to meet the goods or product in his business. Furthermore, in terms of service, she is often in the store to give good service to her customer. And not forgetting, Ms. Zabidah also advertise her product through social media, such as using WhatsApp and Facebook application. She also produce product that were often viral at the prepare or not to start up. Ms. Zabidah has told us that when we enter the business world, whether our business is small or large, we as entrepreneurs need to be physical and mentally prepared and have the willingness to accept internal and external risks. At first, she had no clear plan to venture into this field of business, but because of his deep interest in the field, the longer she researched each business move, the deeper he is to face any of this business situation. So, to earn income and provide a family life, she has been diligent thinking about the future of his business.
Conclusion. What can we learn from this entrepreneur? We can learn a lot of life lessons from this entrepreneur. Firstly, diligence and determination. To be a successful entrepreneur must have a diligent attitude in manage the business and always be determined in running the business until success. Second, willing to sacrifice. It is because to be a successful person in life must sacrifice in terms of money and times with family and friends. People who want to success have no time to go for fun, even to waste time by doing useless things. Lastly, believe in yourself. No matter being an entrepreneur or whatever, we need to believe in ourselves that ourselves are capable of achieving what we want. This is one of the important things for us to success. What are the key success factors of the business? To be a successful entrepreneur has many challenges. First of all, the key factors of the business which is brave to take risks. In terms of business, there are many risks in terms of products, prices, customers and suppliers. Second is diligent. To be a successful, it is must to have a diligent attitude. It is because success will not come without effort. Nowadays, there are various courses or programs run by experienced people such as marketing class conducted by Sifu Zaman. Third, don't give up easily. To be a successful entrepreneur cannot easily give in or be afraid to act. For example, when a business has a problem that causes sales to decline, an entrepreneur needs to take steps to solve the problem until the business is successful. If you fail once, it does not mean you will fail forever. And the last one, deep interest. When doing something, must have a deep interest, like interest in business. When having an interest, it makes a person not easily give up until get success in achieving the desired goal.